Let me show you guys how I make my sticky soup. You're gonna need a maruchan. Take it to your pot, add the seasoning, and then you're gonna fill up halfway up the block with water. We're basically gonna cook this noodle with little to no water. Another thing, you're not gonna touch the noodles at all. You're gonna wait for the water to start boiling before you go in there and separate the noodles. And then you leave it alone again. Now the water's gonna evaporate, making the noodles sticky. Now, these were my favorite noodles to eat when we were coming home from school. Let me tell you. You're gonna squeeze your limes in there, and then you're gonna add some Valentina because it can be no other than Valentina. And then I add habanero sauce. I added way too much habanero. And you give it a quick mix, and that's it, guys. That is how you make sticky soup. Now, you can either eat it like this or put carbs on top of carbs and eat it with a tostada. That's how we ate it, and it's so freaking bomb. Now, according to my sisters, I don't know if I was really the best sticky soup maker, or they were just telling me that so I could make them their soups. At this point, I'm thinking that they were just telling me that so I could make them their soups. But anyways, like I said, I put way too much habanero and even had me crying. But there you have it, guys. Hope you like this recipe. Bye. Packing lunch for my husband because your girl is leaving. Now, I know this might sound weird to some of you guys, but every time I go on work trips, I like to leave breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the people, just to give me a peace of mind that these mother truckers are not going to starve, even though I know that sometimes they just go get takeout. So we are going to begin by making them some breakfast, okay? So in a pan, we're going to begin by rendering some bacon, making sure it gets nice and crispy, leaving the fat behind, and then crisping up some potatoes. Now, I burned myself a couple of times making this video, so if these mother truckers don't eat these burritos, we have a problem when we get home. I burn my armpit, then I burn my face whenever I put the eggs in there, but my spirit did not die. I also add some cheese in there, let that get nice and melted, warm up my tortillas because I cannot tell you guys enough. When you guys ask me how my burritos don't crack, that's because you need to warm up the tortillas, guys. But anyways, I made a couple of huge big pop-up breakfast burritos, and then I wrap them up in parchment paper, and that is going to be breakfast for them. Bye. Have you guys ever been to a party where they serve the macaroni salad and you're like, I wonder how they made it? Well, stop wondering, because today I'm going to show you how I make mine. Gonna need this little tiny pasta, and I'm not going to pronounce the name because I know you guys are going to make fun of me. While it's cooking, we're going to chop up all of the things that are going to go in there. The key here is to make them as little as possible. I'm using Spam because I think it tastes better. So while the Spam is cooking, I'm going to also dice up some celery, red onion, and some cheese. Once you drain the pasta, you're going to run it under cold water. That way it's not as hot and it doesn't melt the cheese. You're going to add everything in there along with your cooked Spam, because I don't know if I mentioned that. You got to cook the Spam. I'm also going to add some freshly picked organic corn from my backyard. And I know this sounds crazy, but trust me, you're going to add about half of that tub of mayo. About a half a cup of sour cream for a little tang, some salt and pepper, and then you're going to mix. Once it's all combined, you're going to put it in the fridge for a couple of hours. That way all the flavors marry, and then the pasta gets cold because this is a cold pasta salad. It's a super easy, inexpensive recipe, and everyone's going to love it. But don't let me get started on those beans though. Alright guys, today we're going to make a quick and easy dinner using these mojarras. I'm going to begin by making the marinade / seasoning that's going to go on our mojarras. I have 2 onions and a shitload of garlic. I'm going to season it up using salt, peppercorns, chicken bouillon, a little bit of salsa Maggi, and salsa huichol. Then we blend it up using half a cup of lime juice. I made some slits on the fish, that way all the marinade and the seasoning can go all the way in there, and then I'm going to leave it in the fridge for about 20 minutes. In the meantime, I start making a picadillo de peaches. Yeah, I know. You guys need to try it. Trust me, it's one of the best things you've ever had. After the 20 minutes, we're going to lightly coat our fish in a little bit of flour. I'm gonna drop it into my hot grease until it gets nice and crispy on both sides. Once they were ready, I served them with a side of white buttery rice and some chorizo refried beans. I wanted to make like a little side salad, but I didn't have any lettuce because I gave it all to Franklin. I did have cabbage, so that will do. Another thing I didn't have was cilantro to put on my picadillo, but like I said, this is delicious. So last but not least, you can't forget about your salsa. I did a salsa verde with little pieces of aguacate. There you have it, guys. Hope you like this recipe. Bye! Let's pack today's lunchbox, my friends and followers. Today I was feeling a little on the lazy side, guys, so I decided to go super easy, super quick. Only thing that took me a lot of time making was probably roasting the chicken. To the bowl, we're gonna add the shredded chicken, some green onions, cilantro, cream cheese, and some buffalo sauce. And we're gonna give it a quick mix, and this is gonna be the filling for our taquitos, flautas, whatever the hell you guys call them. This time, I'm gonna use flour tortillas, and I cannot tell you enough to warm up these mother truckers before rolling anything, or they're gonna crack, they're gonna unroll, you're gonna make a huge mess when you're putting them in the oil. Also remember that these are flautas, not chimichangas or burritos, so make sure that the filling is a little on the thin side, guys. You're just gonna drop them into your oil or to your air fryer, whatever you decide to make your flautas nice and crispy with. In the meantime, we're gonna make a blue cheese sauce. Now, I didn't have the actual block, but I did have slices, and we're improvising here. Also gonna use jokoki instead of sour cream because we're improvising here. told you I was feeling lazy. I didn't feel like going to the store. So along with the flautas, I also made a honey buffalo glaze, and I just drizzle it all over the top and then add a little bit of greenery to make it look nice and fancy, our sauce, and then this is what the flautas look like. Today, nobody had an option for agua fresca. Everybody was gonna take a soda. There you have it, guys. I just get everything ready for them so I can come pick up their lunch. Bye. Let me show you guys how to make an easy tres leches red velvet cinnamon roll dessert. I say easy because we're gonna work smarter, not harder. We're gonna use 2 packets of yeast, 4 cups of flour, and then your favorite red velvet cake mix. Then you're gonna add 2 cups of hot water and you're gonna mix your dough. Now you're gonna flour up your board, roll out or stretch out your dough, and then you're gonna rub it down with some melted butter and sprinkle with brown sugar and cinnamon. Roll it up as tight as you can, and then you're gonna cut it up into little pinwheels or the cinnamon rolls. We're gonna cover these up and let them double up in size before we pop them in the oven. For the icing, we're gonna cheat again, guys, but nobody is gonna know. And of course, for the tres leches, you're going to need a can of sweetened condensed milk, evaporated milk, and a cup of whole milk. Once our cinnamon roll is ready, we're gonna put it in a container, and then we're gonna poke a couple of holes before we drizzle it with all the tres leches. And I top it off with some cream cheese frosting, some sprinkles, and some heart-shaped strawberries. You can also stack them up and then have the middle with some cut up strawberries, and then you can decorate it with your favorite chocolate and some more heart-shaped strawberries. But there you have it, guys. Hope you like this recipe. Bye!